morning, and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. And we're glad you're joining us today for a comprehensive look at the latest developments from around the world. As always, our commitment is to bring you fair, balanced, and unbiased news, helping you stay informed about what's happening globally. Today, we begin with significant updates regarding Russia. In a notable diplomatic move, delegations from Russia and the United States have arrived in Istanbul for talks aimed at resolving issues related to embassy operations. These discussions are crucial as both countries have faced challenges in maintaining their diplomatic presence due to restrictions and difficulties in obtaining credentials for diplomats. The meetings also touch on the sensitive topic of diplomatic properties, with several Russian assets in the United States under restriction. In another development, a report by the Financial Times has shed light on the involvement of President Vladimir Putin's billionaire childhood friends, Boris and Arkady Rotenberg, in Russia's wartime asset seizures. According to sources close to the Russian government, the Rotenberg brothers are not only architects, but also beneficiaries of these seizures, which have resulted in the acquisition of several companies by the chemical conglomerate Roskam after they were seized by the Russian Prosecutor General's office. The brothers' involvement is described as part of a soft nationalization concept, where legal and economic advisors identify cases to argue for state seizure. It's essential to note that these developments come amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions, particularly with the conflict in Ukraine, and highlight the complex interplay between politics, economics, and international relations. The situation underscores the challenges faced by businesses operating within Russia and the implications of such actions on the global economy. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, with significant implications for international diplomacy, business, and global stability. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're halfway through our show today, and I'm excited to dive into our middle segment. As we explore the world of politics, it's clear that local elections are just around the corner in England. Now, you might be thinking, local elections? That's not exactly national news. But bear with me, folks, because these elections can have a significant impact on our daily lives. From the state of our roads to the quality of social care, local authorities play a crucial role in shaping our communities. And this year's elections are particularly interesting, given the current political landscape. The Conservative Party is facing a tough time at the ballot box, with Labour's popularity having dropped by double digits in the polls. Meanwhile, Reform UK's Nigel Farage is revving up his campaign, hoping to translate his party's national poll rises into grassroots activism and more elected representation. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Barbara, what about the other parties? Fear not, dear listeners. We're also keeping an eye on the Liberal Democrats, the Green Party, and Labour, as they all vie for control of local councils. It's a complex and multifaceted landscape, and we'll be doing our best to break it down for you. As I always say, it's essential to stay informed and engaged with the issues that affect us all. So take a moment to check if there are elections happening in your area. You can do that by using our postcode lookup tool on our website. And don't forget to get in touch with us to share your thoughts on the election issues that matter most to you, as we continue to follow the developments in these local elections. I'm reminded of a wise phrase: all politics is local. It's a sentiment that rings true, especially when we consider how our daily lives are impacted by the decisions made at the local level. So, let's keep a close eye on these elections and see how they unfold. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I want to bring your attention to a developing story in the Middle East that has significant humanitarian implications. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has been ongoing for months, with both sides suffering heavy losses. Recently, we've seen an escalation of violence, with Israel resuming its military operations in Gaza after a 2-month ceasefire. According to reports, nearly 1,000 Israeli retired and reservist fighter pilots have signed an open letter calling on the government to prioritize the release of remaining hostages held in Gaza, even if it means halting the war against Hamas. The letter states that the war mainly serves personal and political interests rather than genuine security needs. This is a significant development, as it shows that there are voices within Israel who are questioning the government's approach to the conflict. On the other hand, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has backed the dismissal of signatories who are on active duty, saying that statements that weaken the IDF and strengthen our enemies in time of war are unforgivable. This highlights the deep divisions within Israeli society about how to handle the conflict. It's also worth noting that the humanitarian situation in Gaza is dire, with over 50,000 Palestinians killed and widespread destruction of infrastructure. The United Nations has called for an immediate ceasefire and the protection of civilians, as well as the facilitation of aid deliveries. As we consider this complex and multifaceted issue, it's essential to remember that there are no easy solutions. However, it's crucial that we prioritize the protection of human life and the well-being of all individuals affected by the conflict. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay engaged.